Every car company in the world has killed a model, redesigned it, replaced it, moved on. That is how the industry works. You build something, it runs its course, and then you build something new. Porsche never did that with the 911. Since 1963, the same basic idea has been in continuous production. Rear engine, flat six, two doors, that unmistakable silhouette. More than 60 years, and the formula has never been abandoned. In an industry that reinvents itself every 5 to 7 years, the 911 has quietly refused to change its mind. So the question is not what makes the 911 great. Plenty of people have answered that. The real question is why Porsche never replaced it, why the most stubborn car in history is also one of the most successful, and why every attempt to kill it only made it stronger. To understand the 911, you have to understand what came before it. The Porsche 356 was the company's first car, born in the late 1940s from Volkswagen Beetle Mechanicals. Ferdinand Ferry Porsche built it with the engine behind the rear axle because that is what he knew. The Beetle was rear-engined. The 356 was rear-engined. It was not a bold philosophical statement. It was a practical decision made by a small company with limited resources. But it worked. The 356 was light, nimble, and surprisingly fast for its size. It won races. It built a loyal customer base. And by the early 1960s, Porsche needed a successor. Ferry Porsche's son, Ferdinand Alexander Porsche, drew the shape that would become the 911. Longer, wider, more powerful, but still unmistakably related to the 356. Still rear-engined, still air-cooled, still a flat engine sitting behind the rear wheels. Engineers at the time already knew this layout had problems. Putting the heaviest component behind the rear axle made the car tail-heavy. In hard cornering, the rear end wanted to swing out. Oversteer was built into the physics. Skilled drivers loved the challenge. Less experienced drivers feared it. Some crashed because of it. Every logical engineering argument said Porsche should move the engine. Put it in the middle, like a race car. Put it in the front, like everyone else. The rear engine layout was, on paper, the wrong answer. Porsche tried. In the 1970s, they developed the 928, a front-engined, water-cooled Grand Tourer designed to be the 911's replacement. It was modern, comfortable, fast, and technologically advanced. Porsche executives believed it was the future. The 911 would be phased out gracefully, and the 928 would carry the brand forward. The customers refused. 911 buyers did not want a front-engined Porsche. They wanted the quirky, challenging, rewarding experience of a rear-engined car that demanded respect. The 928 sold reasonably well, but it never captured the loyalty or the identity that the 911 commanded. By the mid-1990s, the 928 was discontinued. The 911 was still in production. This pattern repeated itself. The 914 came and went. The 944 came and went. The 968 came and went. Each was a fine car. None of them was the 911. And each time one of these alternatives disappeared from the lineup, the 911 remained, as if the car itself had decided it was not going anywhere. But survival alone does not explain the 911's longevity. What makes this story remarkable is how Porsche evolved the car without ever abandoning its core identity. Every generation of the 911 introduced significant engineering changes. The original air-cooled flat six gave way to a water-cooled engine in 1998, a decision that horrified purists at the time, but dramatically improved reliability and power. Turbocharging arrived, disappeared, and returned again. All-wheel drive was added as an option. Electronic stability systems were integrated. Each generation became faster, safer, more refined, and more capable than the last. And yet, every single 911 still looks like a 911. The roofline slopes the same way. The headlights sit in the same position. The rear haunches carry the same muscular curve. A person who has never read a car magazine in their life can look at a 1965 911 and a 2025 911 and understand instinctively that they are the same car. This is not an accident. Porsche's designers have spoken openly about the discipline required to evolve the 911's shape without losing its identity. Every line change is measured in millimeters. Every proportion is checked against the original silhouette. The car grows slightly larger with each generation, as safety and comfort requirements demand, but the visual DNA is protected with an intensity that borders on obsession. The engine stayed in the back. That decision, which every competitor would call irrational, became the 911's defining characteristic. The rear weight bias gives the car a traction advantage in acceleration that mid-engine cars struggle to match. The sensation of the engine pushing from behind creates a driving feel that is completely unique. And the sound. The flat six behind you, rising through the rev range with that distinctive mechanical howl, is unlike anything else in automotive history. It is not the loudest engine. It is not the most dramatic, but it is the most recognizable. Close your eyes in a parking garage, and you will know a 911 is coming before you see it. No other production car in the world feels like a 911, because no other production car is built this way anymore. Porsche's engineers learned to manage the handling challenges rather than eliminate them. Wider rear tires, longer wheelbases, sophisticated suspension geometry, active rear axle steering, electronic torque vectoring. Layer by layer, decade by decade, they tamed the physics without surrendering the layout. The modern 911 is one of the safest, most predictable sports cars ever built, and it still has its engine in the wrong place. Racing played a critical role in this evolution. The 911 has competed in virtually every form of motorsport, from rally stages covered in snow to the 24 hours of Le Mans. Each race exposed a weakness. Each weakness became an engineering lesson, and each lesson was fed back into the road car. The 911 Turbo exists because of racing. The rear spoiler exists because of racing. The wide body exists because of racing. The car you can buy at a Porsche dealership today carries technology that was proven under the most brutal conditions in motorsport. That is not marketing. That is engineering inheritance. That contradiction is the heart of the car's appeal. There is also an emotional dimension that engineering alone cannot explain. The 911 occupies a unique space in automotive culture. It is not the fastest car in the world. It is not the most exotic. It is not the most affordable. But it is the car that doctors, architects, engineers, and entrepreneurs buy when they want one car that does everything. It can commute on Monday, carve mountain roads on Saturday, and sit on a concours lawn on Sunday. No other sports car has ever managed to be this versatile for this long. Collectors prize the 911 because its values have proven remarkably resilient. Air-cooled models from the 1970s and 1980s, which were once considered ordinary used cars, now command six-figure prices. The 1973 Carrera RS, originally a homologation special built in limited numbers, has become one of the most valuable sports cars ever produced. Even relatively recent models hold their value better than almost any competitor. The market has consistently rewarded the 911's continuity. Buyers understand, consciously or not, that they are purchasing a piece of an unbroken lineage, and that lineage has a value that no spec sheet can capture. And that continuity creates something that newer, more radical designs cannot replicate: legacy. When you drive a 2025 Porsche 911, you are not just driving a modern sports car. You are driving a car that carries 60 years of unbroken evolution. Every engineering lesson, every racing victory, every design refinement, is embedded in the machine. It is a living archive of what Porsche has learned about building sports cars. Other manufacturers have tried to create this kind of continuity. The Chevrolet Corvette has been in production since 1953, but it moved its engine to the middle in 2020, fundamentally changing its character. The Ford Mustang has been reinvented multiple times, including a period where the name was put on a completely different type of car. The Nissan Z has come and gone and come back. None of these cars have maintained the relentless, unbroken philosophical consistency of the 911. Porsche could have moved the engine. They had the technology, the resources, and the engineering talent to build any kind of sports car they wanted. They chose not to. And that choice, repeated across 6 decades and 8 generations, is what separates the 911 from every other car in history. The 911 is proof that consistency is not the enemy of progress. That identity, maintained with discipline and refined with intelligence, can outlast every trend, every market shift, and every competitor that chases the next new thing. 60 years, same engine position, same silhouette, same philosophy. The world changed around it. The 911 simply got better at being itself. If you want more stories like this, subscribe to Timeless Treasures and hit the bell. We uncover the engineering, the design, and the human stories behind the machines that refuse to be forgotten.